Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
Clips and they done. Yeah, stronger than the tide. I'm the wave maker. When it comes to false accusers, I'm the claim breaker. They wanna wreck me, girl. When it comes to false accusers, I'm the claim breaker. They wanna wreck me, but I'm not backing down. Rolling through their hoods, bumping my own sound. Monetize the haters, raining ice and platinum grills. Pure determination, dropping these mic skills. That umbrella guy, fan in the whip, crushing keyboard jockeys with all my verbal clips. You wanna break me, but still I'm standing tall. And only you want conquering them all. Conquering them all. Conquering them all. Drop in the face, I'll make them regret the mainstream lies and all of the threats. From a media less truth and more disease. They can't run the dog, so they cling on like fleas. That umbrella guy, no we're not playing. They ruin lives that should be paid. They really thought they could treat us like cattle. Ownership papers and roundups like chattel. That umbrella guy, an army of one. Step up on by, tell them they're done. It's not enough to laugh when we select them. We gotta stand strong and wreck them. That umbrella guy, an army of one. Step up, walk by, tell them they're done. Enough to laugh when we select them. We gotta stand strong and wreck them. So you want us to separate your heart from the artist? Now that umbrella guy bumps the hardest. Man, did we learn forgive and forget? No, that umbrella guy ain't your pet. They wanna grind us down and keep us beneath, but there's platinum grill, that's some iced out teeth. With verbal clips that'll do more than bite you. That umbrella guy crushing it just to spite you. We got a remind them that we're standing strong, growing by millions as we all sing along. And ignoring the media slander that they blast up, because that umbrella guy serves no master. Sure they'll take aim at our lives, but we're like lions being swarmed on by flies. They're as locked out like water. It's that umbrella guy holding us water. We love our platinum grills, all these platinum grills.
All right, what's up? Forgot to add myself to the freaking thing. Oh man, what a day. It's weird. I was like, wait a minute, how does this operate again? Megan's usually on here, so it's funny. I was like, yeah, I gotta get a few things set up before the stream. So how would I do it? I'll select a song that I like and it's longer. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. How's everybody doing today, by the way? Welcome to 2025, baby. I hope your day has been great. Ooh, are you feeling it? Let's have a great stream today, too. I mean, for real. You know, let me do my shilling and get it out of the way as well. Like I said, Oh man, I'm hoping we hit hard today. You know, this is the day I think we set the tempo for the year because it is going to be a great one this year. By the way, if you missed last night's broadcast too, I'm going to pull up a couple of things from last night's broadcast just to show us there. I'm going to cover some Shara stuff. And throughout the week, I plan on looking at some of the Shara depot. Megan will be away for a hot minute, so I figure we'll do that. But tonight, we're actually going to look at, there's a few things I want to look at. The last night apparently got some people worked up too. There were a lot of threats, a lot of them. It's been kind of fascinating. I think there's something about Northport. There's something there we don't know yet. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know. We'll find it. We will definitely find it. But I think there's something with Northport that we don't know yet. I'm not sure. I mean, I keep trying to. Oh, by the way, I found we were talking about kids' statements and things that sound wrong. So my littlest one, she got some Nightmare Before Christmas socks. You know, Jack. And I learned something that when you say Jack socks real quick, it sounds really bad, especially when a little kid says it. Hey, I'm going to get my Jack socks. I was like, whoa. I was like, what now? You're going to do what? I heard that at first. I was like, what in the world did you say? There are certain phrases you never think until you hit her. I mean, you're like, yeah, Jack socks thing sounds bad. maybe let's not talk about that. The little one was like, yeah, I got my Jack socks. It's like, no, please. Let's call them Nightmare Before Christmas socks. Never again. Hashtag never again. You say that to the wrong bear, they're like, what in God's name is going on here? Man, by the way, let me give a few people love right off the bat. BK started it off with 5 giftos. Love that. Thank you. Appreciate that there. Man. Wanda came in with a big one too. There. Thanks for the 50. Hello, Tuck. Hey there. Hope you're doing great, by the way. Like I said, I hope everybody had a great day. I hope it is. We are setting the tone for an awesome year. I hope you feel it. I hope you feel the vibe, man. Jeremy had a live stream today. I mean, that's good stuff. I've not had a chance to sit down and watch all of it. I'm definitely that's gonna be good though. You know, going over that audio. If you missed that, by the way, last night, again, make sure that you tune in to Jeremy's stream from earlier today. But if you haven't, check out last night's, especially the Rumble portion. It's not a long stream, but it pulled up some substantial views. There were 7,000 people there last night. That's huge for that platform, especially. That's huge numbers. So, you know, make sure. It's also funny, you know, in the fit that certain people threw. I remember them talking about how they were going to take down Rumble. Remember that? Remember all that talk about how they're going to take down the MELegan Fox Rumble channel? They had a connection there. And it was still there. I was just curious about that. You know, it's not like one of those things I'm not supposed to check into. Thank you, Wanda. I was like, Wendy, thanks for the father. Good evening, Tug. Megan's actually not here tonight, but she is definitely watching for sure. Mods in chat. Yes, mods, love to you. Let's set a good one too. You know, let me say this. I know not everybody gets along. I know that happens. Okay. This is life. Adults, you don't have to get along. But let's set a new tone. We want to change things. We want to accomplish something. So if we can set aside any petty differences, I'm talking about anybody out there, and we can remember what our goal is. We can remember what we're aiming toward, what we're trying to accomplish in life. And, you know, I think we have the momentum to do anything we want. Let's not derail ourselves. We set the tone today. And we tell ourselves every day, you know, even if, like I said, even if we don't, like again, I understand people, they don't like each other sometimes, but remember, goals, we're moving forward. It's going to be good. So I love y'all, mods. I appreciate you all. Love you, chat. I appreciate all of you folks out there, Thank you, Wendy, there. Let's that breadstick money, indeed. Thank you there. Weezy Wills, thanks for the 20 toward the Tuglet piggy bank fund. Indeed. She does have a little piggy bank. It's funny. Like, it's funny to watch her, like, get it out and look in it. I love it. She raids it. It's awesome there. Love it. Love it. Jack Miles, thanks for the 2. Ready for the message to hit the court? Oh, yeah. That message right there was bad. Like, again, if you didn't keep up with yesterday, you didn't listen to that, again, you should. If you missed last night for some reason, that message, there is so much there. It's also fascinating because, remember, there was the claim of indigent status. I'm sure you remember that, right? Can't afford, I need the court to do that. And yet there's the admission of having money enough to fix up the house and do all of this stuff. Well, if you got money for that, then you have money to pay for a lawyer, right? I mean, that makes sense, right? They have one person that has become their human piggy bank over there. It's kind of sad when you think about how misled that is, how wrong. Lisa, thanks for 25. Thanks for letting us hang out with you through the holidays. Happy New Year. Indeed, man. I love you folks. I do. You're the channel. I know a lot of people won't say that. They're like, oh, but if you say love, like maybe that's since wrong. No, man. I appreciate you all. This last year, I left I'm going to call it a toxic freaking workplace. And I was very nervous about doing it. Very nervous. Because I have never been my own boss. And I did not quit that place to go and do this. To become full employed, but I've enjoyed it since then. It's been crazy and it's been great. But maybe I'll talk a little bit about that tonight. Maybe I should tell you some stuff that happened. Maybe later we'll do that. But thank you for the 25. Thanks for letting us hang out. Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate you all. I do. I'm more than I can say. And those are just words. I really do. Weezy Wheels also, thank you for the 5 giftos. Man, I like watching. I'm watching the chat right now, watching the rain in. I'm letting everybody get in here so we can show off some stuff too. So I'm reading a few things as we prep to get going. Pokemon, thank you for that membership there. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for your membership. Welcome to Tugs. Appreciate you there. Thank you very much. Thank you. Shield, thanks for the 5. Skillington Stocks would be better. Jack Socks. Oh my Lord, I'll never hear that right again. I will never. Oh, it's so bad. Aussie Wombat, what's up, Aussie Wombat? Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships as well. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. I'm gonna hit a couple more and then we'll get started. Okay. Thank you very much, man. The gifted memberships definitely. Like I said, I love the message they send every month. People. It bonds us together even more. So thank you. Travis, thanks for the 2. Happy New Year to all you and the girls. Well, thank you, man. Happy New Year to you too. Hope everything's going well. Me, I've got I think I was getting past something and have you ever had like a infection on your ribs? Where you breathe, you're like, oh my God. So I had that. So if I sound like weird or out of breath at all, it's because I had it taped down. Fun times, man. All this weather craziness. Righty Chick, thanks for the 2 there. The stream last night has 35,000 views on Rumble. That's wild, isn't it? I mean, again, we didn't tell any, Megan has a quote-unquote Rumble guy over there. She didn't even tell him. They didn't front pages or anything. That means you folks made that happen. We could do that every night if we wanted to. Every night we could boost something up. And again, what that does is it tells the algorithm this is important. And it tells people this is important. And more people see it. So, man, that's good stuff. Chris, thanks for the 5. Happy New Year. I find all of this so funny. Some people on the other side of this are clueless. Indeed. I actually want to look at some interesting stuff in just a second. Like I say, ooh, man. What? Yeety McYeetyson. Yeeterson, my bad. I like that name. That's good. That umbrella guy, MELegan Fox. Mr. Mitzaflick. Yeah, I remember him. This fifth dimensional imp that causes chaos for Superman and others in DC Universe. So BB is now Mr. Mitzaflick. Yeah, I remember him. I actually remember him. I am a comic book reader, so I do remember him very well. What a monster. Bonnie, thanks for the 4 months. This has come off the rails so bad. I don't remember the original lawsuit. I know it's crazy, isn't it? One day we'll have to look at it just to say what everything is about again. Tennessee Susie. What's up, Tennessee Susie? Love it. Tennessee to Tennessee. Thank you for the membership. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Tennessee threw me off so much, couldn't even remember what I was saying. I love it. 2 more. And then we'll go and we'll catch everybody in a minute. Max Lab, thanks for the 2. Jeremy's in the chat. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Appreciate you, my friend. Hope you're having a great year, kicking it off with a bang. Remember, man, people are there for you, brother. I know that it's probably been hard to trust people and stuff, dude. But you know what? You got truth there. I mean, the more we see, the more we dig up on places like Northport and everything else, it's just laid out this whole thing. In fact, I've got the Northport stuff with me, and like I said, I'm going to look at a few things there. Terry, thanks for the 5. Sunday nights, what the hell? We'll be having rescue Megan's hamster. I saw that. Oh my god! If you didn't see it, I've got a screenshot of that. I've got to pull that up here. Just give me a second here. Oh my lord! Just give me a minute. This is hilarious. They will have. This is so freaking funny. Give me 1 minute. I'm mailing it to myself. Okay, I got to mail myself the screenshot. So just give me a minute. I'm mailing it from my phone. But yeah, I've got the. When I saw that, I thought that was hilarious. Again, if for some reason you missed last night, you missed some funny stuff. I learned a lot more about hamsters than I ever thought I would. I learned things about slang terms that frightened me. Check this out. This is hilarious, man. One thing I've got to give Jeremy credit for too. This, as far as merchandising, is hilarious. So check this out. This is the picture for that. Look at this. Oh my god, that's amazing. So yes, there will be the hamster shall be rescued. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You got to admit, that's pretty freaking awesome and hilarious. Minty fresh, someone said. Indeed, it's penny hamsters, the rescue. So yes, if you too would like to rescue a hamster, that's awesome. Like I said, Jeremy, every freaking week he has something. By the way, like I said, somebody sent me. It was Kim. I love this. It was just sent to me. People, if you pick up stuff like this and stuff, somebody else wrote me and was like, "Hey, I was thinking about picking you up something like this and sending it over to your PO box." Hell yeah, you want to send me stuff like this? I love it. I freaking love stuff like this. It supports Jeremy Hales and What the Hales. I mean, I set it up and I love it. I keep stuff from every case that I cover. You know, the ones that I cover in depth like this. And that is awesome. So heck yeah. Thank you for that. That is freaking awesome. I've still got to ride them and I've got to give you my address today. Don't let I've got to do that today. I still haven't done it. Okay, let's look at some stuff here. Now, if you forgot last night, by the way, if you missed this for some reason, I'm going to pull up, I'm actually going to pull up the show from last night, you know, the slides from it, but I'm not going to put it on slideshow. Megan did a great job showcasing the slideshow. I'm just going to I'm just going to pull it up. Actually, maybe I should pull it up as a slideshow. I don't know. Let me see. No, I like it the better the way. Okay, let's look at this though. Let me pull up something. And again, I'll hit all super chat. Again, thank you for super chats. Thank you for everything. Setting that tone for the year, baby. I love it. You know, oh, that's good stuff. But yeah, last night, if you missed out, I mean, the stuff that came up, it was amazing to see. You know, like this stuff right here, for example, you have messages behind the scenes being sent. And if you read this here, I mean, first of all, we already know, you know, just I'm not trying to brush these off, you know, but when you go through, again, you look at what happened, you have people discussing something, and then you have BBB doing what he does. In fact, I'm working on a video. I'll probably drop it. I'm thinking Friday. Okay. I'm going to do a video on witness intimidation because I want to cover 3 witnesses that are potential witnesses. There's 2. There's Shara. Shara discussed witness intimidation. So I want to cover those 2. And I want to talk about this here. So I'm going to drop a short form video, you know, meaning under 10 minutes on witness intimidation. So definitely keep an eye out for that. I'll tell you tomorrow for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's coming Friday. You know, it looks like it's good to go Friday. And I'll probably do a video tomorrow, not related to this stuff. I'll probably drop one on, man, there's a bunch of crazy people trying to cancel me from that Amber Heard stuff 2.5 years ago. And they're coming back at me again. So I'll probably, I was like, I never want to do another video on that subject, but I guess I'm going to have to. So I'll probably drop one on that. And then Friday, I'll be good to go for dropping it. There's a couple of things I wanted to fix in that. I've got the outline. It's pretty much done. I just need to correct a few things. So it's there. But I mean, witness intimidation is a huge thing too. But if you look at that, I mean, this is BBB. And he's writing, you know, saying, I see your admins of Northport City Concerns. This post by Robin there is serious and problematic, seeking info about my client. Please reply confirming removal of the post ASAP. Huh. Now, of course, they didn't do that. And what happens because of that? Well, you know what happened with it. You actually had BBB come up and say, hey, I'm going to go in and I'm going to go after your job. Like, that's wild when you think about it, right? Going after somebody's employment. Now, she actually owned them when she had this happen too, because she's very respectful about it. When she talks about it again, and everything in here, you'll see other screenshots you can't see behind it. Megan, like I said, she put together a great presentation with all of this. Check out the live stream for last night if you want to see the entire document. She did a great job, much better than me. I want to hit some high points for a couple of things. But with this, again, I'm sure you've seen it before, so I'm not hitting everything on it. But I mean, think about this. BBB writes a potential witness's employer, telling them that this employee is assisting YouTube channels in digging up dirt on private individuals, specifically those targeted by What the Hales channel, and stated, I'd love to see the entire thing, by the way. If for some reason, I really would, if this person ever feels comfortable showcasing what was written there, I would very much love to see it. So, you know, again, I would take out an employer name or anything. I would redact, or you redact it beforehand if you'd like to. But again, my email is 2 words, granular, like a grain of sand, GRANULAR. Heaven is in the place, HEAVEN at gmail.com. Why that? I don't remember, but that's not the point. So just write me there if you want. I would really love to see that letter because it's insane to know that an employer was written, that somebody went after your job and was saying, and they also through this admit, he keeps admitting that this is a it's followed by tens of thousands of people. So it is public interest. He admits stuff like that. Again, he's admitted already on top of this, like I've noted a million times. In fact, let me pull this up because I think it's important to note every single time we talk about this subject. Like I said, I want to hammer this point home because this is an important one. That umbrella guy in space. I love it. But remember again, never forget that when he starts talking about these are private individuals, that's his spin publicly. Behind the scenes, he realizes that she's actually, his words, that she's a celebrity. She is a celebrity, but they don't want to embrace that. They do not want to embrace it. Now, why wouldn't they want to embrace it, you might ask? Well, that brings up a few things. First of all, we bring up the matter of actual malice. I don't know if I don't know if people understand this, but when you have the standard for going after a public figure, that's limited purpose, public figure or public figure. It doesn't matter. Like a celebrity would be that. You have to remember that there's a legal standard on that either a statement that you make is made something is false, or it's made with reckless disregard for the truth. And what that means is you don't care whether or not it's false. Now, that is a much different standard than just saying that a private individual has to deal with something. It takes it to another standard, another legal burden. And they don't want that at all. That's why they fight so hard. And they use the descriptors all the time, talking about her being a private individual, because it changes things. That's a big deal. I can't stress that enough. That may not sound like a big deal, but you think about celebrities. Why don't they sue every person out there that's talking about stuff? Because there's a standard they have to get around. I mean, they've got the money, but why don't they do it? Well, because that's why as far as Jeremy Hales, like Jeremy Hales would fall under that. But you think about the things that have been aimed at Jeremy Hales. These definitely meet that burden, in my opinion, for sure. Because again, you're talking about things that are provably false and that continue to add to them, including, again, the statements from the other day. We talked about, again, if you want to look at that, you want to watch the Rumble video from last night where they talk about everything. It's important, though. It is very important to know they don't care about the truth. They've made it very clear. It doesn't matter to them. They say things that 100% are false. I mean, this idea of everything in there. She keeps talking about $1 million. This came up more than once, too. You actually have, so I mean, this is a little small here, but I'll read it to you. I actually thought this was kind of fascinating, actually. She was telling somebody that they need to go watch Two Leaves in a Pod. They're helping us. Now, that's fascinating because it connects the conspirators. It does. They just keep linking this together. And it's not like Jeremy's shouting out something. This person, again, she goes forward, and when she's talking about helping, they're raising money, again, indigent status and more. It's not like they're just going out and covering something. Hey, watch them cover this. No, they're helping us. Why? Well, they're her voice. They're her PR. And they don't care about what they say. They're not careful about it at all. So you got to walk this stuff semi-carefully. You can call somebody names. You can give them nicknames. That's fair game. I always call that, like, again, middle school, elementary school insults. If you go with that stuff, that's one thing. That's fine. But when you start making statement of facts, you start saying that somebody did something horrible, about that, and yeah, that's a different story. Also, I keep wondering, and I'm wondering, I need to ask Jeremy Hales this. Actually, he's out there. I wonder if you talk to your lawyer about the violation that a lot of this stuff is as far as Ohio is concerned, because these things are definitely violations of protective order. They are definitely violations, because they keep trying to ruin your life. They keep trying to motivate people to try to ruin you. But again, the 2 L's go into your town, canvassing. I mean, this stuff is crazy. And like I've noted before, I myself have dealt with a protective order, not on the receiving end. I've never had one against me, but I've taken out one. And on that, one thing they make very clear is it's not just about you. It's also about other people. You can't motivate other people to go out and to be your voice, to quote unquote help you in trying to harm another person. They can't be going after jobs. They can't be going after employment. See, it's not just the federal tortious interference issue. It goes much further than that. So I wonder how far, because this stuff, to me, it looks like it's very actionable. But why are they helping us? Because every penny that we had in our house, we had to spend in attorney fees, which is a lie, by the way. We know, we've had BBB tell us that. What was that? Oh, yeah. He was just doing this off the cuff, right? We also know that the other attorney before, well, there's one attorney, I don't know about the arrangement, but we know other people have paid for other attorneys in the past. Just out and out paid. So this idea, every penny that they had went to attorneys, I thought they didn't have any pennies. In fact, remember they were they're out there saying they had no money to do any of that. But they're doing that, they say, because we're being sued for $1 million. Now, where's the $1 million coming from? Again, they keep talking about $1 million. Like, where does that number come from? It's just plucked out of thin air. I mean, the reality is that they're being sued. We don't know the damages as of yet. We will get to damages, but there's a threshold for damages. The threshold that for the federal case is above $75,000. But as far as the amount of damages, it's interesting. They set the damages there. Hey, Jeremy, they think you should sue for $1 million. That's fascinating. Again, they've set the terms. Isn't that interesting? I mean, million has such a nice ring to it. For something that never happened. Yeah. Of course, they never mention Ohio, by the way. You notice Ohio never comes up. And we've proven it. So before anyone makes nasty statements about us, I would hope you contact us first. And by the way, John's sober for the first time in his life for 5 months and almost at 6. Jeremy made a good point about that yesterday. And I give him props because I didn't think about this. What he said was that a couple of months ago, according to Shara, what was John doing? Oh, he was looking for a hitman. So if he's sober, if we take their word for it, you can't blame the alcohol. The actions, everything that they were doing in the last few months, all of that insanity and more. Yeah, none of that can be blamed on alcohol. I mean, that's wild when you think about it. Because again, people are, it's human nature, I think, to try to excuse certain types of behavior or look for a rationale. I'm not saying excuse it as in pardon it, but excuses in say, this can't be attributable to a person, right? This has to be the bottle. This has to be something else. But according to them, again, that would be him and his, whew, whatever you call whatever you call his resting state. I don't know what you call that. But that is a fascinating point. I did not think about that at first, you know. But so you should congratulate him and be proud of him. Then to smash him down to the ground, he almost lost his life. John basically died on our property, and the ambulance brought him back from being so septic that his heart and everything stopped. So we're fine. Again, I wonder, is that the Madam Mayor incident that was talked about back when? You know, are they trying to allege there was another incident? Because you remember Madam Mayor discussing an incident back when, you know, where they were called and there was the issue with John. I'm wondering if that's it. Because, you know, they or is this just a made up one? I have no idea. I don't know. But that's really interesting, isn't it? My little girl is fun. She's beautiful. This guy's going to lose. You know, what's interesting, too, is she's saying that this is what Megan brought up. I thought this was a good point, too. The little girl's fine, right? Here. But in the voicemail she's leaving, she's claiming that the girl is damaged. You know, all of this stuff has damaged her. So is she fine? Or is she damaged? You know, it's strange there, isn't it? This guy's going to lose. I'm adding a lot of other people to my lawsuit. I tell you, Lynette, again, I'm going to make this very clear to all you fucking weirdos. You add me to a lawsuit, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to find the best people. I'm going to make sure everybody and their mother talks about this too. I'm going to make damn sure. Because I connect to a lot of people that they cover other spheres. You know, they cover things like comic books, you know, things that I covered back when, you know, and I still enjoy covering. You know, I'll go on like Flashcast, for example. Like we talked about this stuff here and there, but these people add me to litigation. What this does is it opens up a whole nother world of people that will be looking at this. And what they'll do is they'll start digging into it, trying to figure out what these little questions are out there. And I promise you that I will countersue. I will take everything. I will even repossess the flea, not the 2 L's, but the fleas that allegedly live around there, and I will sell them off at Whatnot as a flea circus. I don't give a fuck. I'm going after everything. I will leave nothing unturned. And if you want to whine about that and cry about that, you fucking threaten. You're gonna over and over again make threats. BBB and all these people make fucking legal threats. Okay, but you remember, all of those folks, they've conspired for sure, and then I make sure, damn sure, that I sue them. And man, every transcript, every nasty thing they've done, it's all out there. It doesn't matter what you've deleted. It's all there, baby. Every single word. So adding a bunch of people to litigation, game on then. But I'll tell you, that ain't going to be like you think it is. It's going to be something else. It'll be fascinating to watch. Trust me, I've got good lawyers. They must be hiding behind BBB then, because I haven't seen them. We're being stalked, not the other way around. That's fascinating too. Again, Ohio, baby's never. Our baby is beautiful and happy. We had documented letters from her metabolics team. We had CPS here 29 times. Never one thing found wrong. Again, don't contact anyone. Just a note. Please do not contact anyone associated with this case. I want to make that very clear. That should be the go-to. You should understand that nobody in this case should be contacted at all. Again, you support people like Jeremy Hales, you support business and stuff, but watch videos, comment, that's fine. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about the losers over there, their little pom-pom squad. Yeah, don't contact those losers. Don't contact government agencies. Don't contact PR. Don't contact the freaking people living across the street or anybody in the town. Unlike them going in and canvassing neighborhoods and harassing. I just want to see stuff. And yeah, we'll talk about some of the answers to this stuff too in just a minute. They even tried to overturn our adoption, and it didn't work because we are the victims, not this person. Here are some channels for you to go watch and some information for you to get so you know, including his own son. And again, man, I hate bringing that up. If Jeremy hears this, man, I apologize for bringing up your kid. Like, I avoided that. People kept asking me, what do you think about this? What do you think about his son being brought into it? I didn't even want to talk about that because it was so nasty. As far as people don't understand, again, I've covered many cases myself, but I've also seen people in a clinical setting, the kids that are impacted as far as divorce goes. And one of the things that you do see is alienation. You've got to understand that the narrative of what happens, it's nasty business anyway. I've been lucky in my personal life. Like, everything right now is smooth. None of that stuff is going on right now, by the way. I'm just seeing where everything is. But I'm not dealing with that. My kids are, they're at a good place. I'm not dealing with any of that. But I see so many people. I've known people personally that their children they've been taken, and they've been told horrible things that are untrue. And I know because I've seen, and it's sad. But what's sad is they try to make this person a pawn, and they refer to them all the time. And it's unfair because these are the things that hurt. Like, we try to protect the people we love. All of us do. And these people know how to hurt you. And like I said, Jeremy, man, I hate that for you. This is the one thing I forgot at anything. I mean, the people around you, period. But this one thing, I saw it. I heard it on you, man. And I feel for you as a parent, especially. I feel for you, dude. Because I can't imagine, man. But go to What the Hales. That's our stalker. Then go to Jason. Yeah, that's his son. Then go to Storage Legends. Get Swamp. I mean, you see them again, just laying it out. Then also Russell Meeks. And the Russell Meeks thing is very fascinating because remember, the Russell Meeks stuff, we heard from Shara. And again, she said, we haven't heard this yet, but I'm sure we will. Remember, there was a narrative early on. This is the thing that Shara said. She was pulled in by a couple of things. Remember, she's attracted to political stuff. Well, I understand that. We all have like a calling in things. And she was told that Russell Meeks, there was a plan by Jeremy Hales and others. So a lot of people were thrown into this, where there would be a hunting trip. Russell Meeks would go, but he wouldn't return. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. And that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But you saw the name come up. Married to Groot, also, they bring up. She's 80, had a stroke because of. Again, these people don't learn. They never stop. They never stop. And it's amazing to see. Megan did a great job with this stuff, though, by the way. You also had a cease and desist issued. She was told, yeah, You need to stop this stuff. I mean, listen to this here. Good morning, Michelle. I'm pleased to hear that you and your family are doing well. However, I must formally notify you that I'm neither involved nor have ever been involved in matters referenced in your recent communications. I do not consent to being drawn into any of your personal or legal issues and wish to make it explicitly clear that I'm not a party to any ongoing dispute. That is true. Like these random people, they have the right to talk about what they experienced in the past, by the way. That doesn't make them part of this current thing. They were asked, hey, what was your experience? You have the right, just to make sure you understand this. If you have had contact with these people, you 100% have the ability to talk about what you experience. That is your lived experience. Anyone that tries to deny that or threaten you about it, I mean, again, there's documentation that's already come out. But like I said, I just get the feeling there's something else. The reaction to all of this is so extreme. And again, we've seen a lot. I mean, but I get the feeling there's something else out there. You know? And if you know what that is, if you do, and you would like to share that with me, again, I want to make this very clear. As a source on something, you would be 100% confidential. I would definitely need proof if you come up with something with that. And but I would not attribute it to your name. I would not put your name in public like that or anything. But I'd like to know where to look. I want to know what's there. And if you think, you gotta understand that this stuff is important too, because there are a lot of people that have dealt with this besides the current cheerleading squad. And I imagine when they're not useful anymore, or when they disagree, any of those assholes out there think that they're valuable. Disagree with the pom-pom squad and see how it turns out for you. Like for me, I don't have, if there was something in the case, or remember when I first looked at the case for federal, and I had not looked into it yet, but I heard that it was a tortious interference case. I was like, oh, that's going to be difficult there. You know what I didn't have right off the bat? I didn't have like a Jeremy Hales or anybody. I didn't have them crashing in and being like, oh my God, how dare you? But I imagine if you talk about what they're doing and you talk about the hater squad and you have any problem, I'm sure you get the Shara treatment. I mean, again, look at this lady here. She has to issue this. People had their jobs gone after. All because they talked about their experience with Northport. So yeah, the old hater pom-pom squad, they are something to behold. I mean, they are a bucket of fucking crazy. I mean, they are a bucket of crazy. It's funny when I got this, Megan was like, all you got to do is click slideshow, by the way. And he was like, no, I don't want to show. Megan did a great job with this. Again, if you want to see it in the way that it's intended, watch her live stream yesterday. And again, she's going to be off. She has to be off for a few days. So if you do a positive for her, by the way, if you go to her channel, her YouTube channel, and set up a playlist too. Do this for Jeremy Hales, please. Do this for Megan. Jeremy Hales is dealing with litigation. He definitely, he has had his channel and more impacted by all this insanity. So set up a playlist. Take a bunch of videos and just let them play. Walk away. Do that for Megan too, if you would. She'll be away for about a week. So, it doesn't hit you in any way, that playthrough there, though, when it plays ads and stuff. She'll pick, especially with the her shorter form video, the TLDR, boost that sucker up. Watch that up a dozen times, let it play. That way, maybe the algorithm will pick it up too. But anyway, additionally, I must address the unacceptable conduct of your attorney. So they're talking about BBB there. Contact my employer in relation to this matter, please be advised that I've already taken appropriate action to assure that the Bar Association is investigating his behavior. Now, this is not good for OBBB. Remember, he's already got problems. Remember mac and cheese. The whole point in that was him not liking the fact that he ended up having issues. He talked about, he went out and slammed a judge for it. Remember, you can't talk about judges. Remember, that was the point we brought up before. You cannot talk about a judge, but he can talk about a judge. He can go after any judge that he wants. That's totally okay. When we talked about the grudge judge, even with an appeals court agreeing with us, by the way. But him, yeah. So he's got a bar complaint in this because he did try to go in and ruin these random people's lives. And unfortunately for him, he picked a lawyer, and he knew it, by the way. He mentions this. It's one of the things in here. And again, if you want to watch it all on Megan's channel. It's a good presentation. But he knows that she works in a law firm. He knows that. He puts it out in public. And that, as I've said many times, that is a threat. I know where you work. And if you don't believe that, look at what he did behind the scenes. If you also don't believe that this guy's tried to take down channels and more, because he says he doesn't, even though, well, we have proof that he definitely went after What the Hales, and he definitely went after Veteran Nation. And as the litigation goes forward, if he gets added, we might find out about some more too. If they exist, we'll definitely find out. But yeah, he goes after these, what I would consider bystanders, people that, what do they have to add? Again, they want to silence these folks. They went out at go and tried to silence them again. Why would they do that? But he ended up magnifying it for thousands and thousands of people. I would have never noticed this. I would have never really paid that much attention to the particulars going on there. Maybe if enough noise came from it, I might. But I would have never gone as deep down that rabbit hole were it not for BBB trying to silence these people. That's what made me look. You know? Definitely. But I hereby demand that you immediately cease and desist from using my name, including me in any future communications or involving me in any respect, legal personal matters. I further request that you refrain from any attempts to involve me in these proceedings moving forward. Please be aware that should you or your representatives persist in this conduct, I will have no alternative but to pursue all available legal remedies, including but not limited to seeking injunctive relief and damages to protect my rights and reputation. Indeed. I 100% agree with them there, because what did they do? They tried to say that in furtherance, remember, their spin is saying there's a bad neighbor reality script. And they're saying that these people are involved in harassment campaign. They are taking part in it. I mean, that's wild. And they're like, you know what? You're going to go out now. And this is not a public figure, by the way. This lady right here, this is not a public figure. Let's just make that clear. When they talk about private individuals, they threatened a private individual, just some rando out there that decided that they had crossed paths with Lynette Preston, and they and many other people had stories to tell. BBB decided to target a private individual. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is bad for you. Very, very bad. So she definitely could have some, well, let's just say legal remedies that BBB would have a lot of time, he'd have a lot of problem trying to squirm free of, I think. This serves as formal notice and warning, and I expect your immediate compliance and prompt attention into this matter. Now, again, they could ignore it. They could say, oh, we didn't do nothing wrong. And they have, They have gone out, and the two L's have put these people on blast over and over again. They've treated them like absolute crap. In fact, when you're talking about the two L's, this is fascinating. So let me show you something. I think that this is actually worth seeing. Give me 1 minute here. Let me find what I'm looking for. Is that it? There it is. I found it. Give me 1 second. So, Megan, again, she has received multiple threats towards her. I mean, it's wildness. It's crazy to see. But you also have this insanity that's being fed to anybody that watches out there. They're like, oh, hey, Fox Nut. Is that the best they got? Breadstick beggar. By the way, breadsticks, if you like the breadsticks, this proves right here that the breadsticks get to them. This is what I love. When we say that, yes, am I grifting? Sure. But at the same time, look at how mad it makes them. Breadstick beggar. Isn't that funny? They say that doesn't make them mad, but it's the first thing that they put up there. Breadstick beggar. So if you like the program, make sure that you, again, it's free. Make sure that you tell people we're live and to check out the live streams. But beyond that, if you'd like to send yo breadsticks, because apparently that really does make some people mad. The proof is in the pudding, and they like to gobble lots of pudding up. Oh my God. Poor pudding. Give me a second. The pudding, indeed. Does Germ pay you? Again, going out and alleging that this is the same thing. You want to see something funny. You want to see how desperate this is. You want to show you something that's really funny, by the way. This is the same go-to that you see from any weirdo out there. Anytime you pick up a case and you start talking about something and you get close to truth, that's how it works. Like, for example, again, not to bring up old cases, just saying this is where we are right now. Give me 1 minute with this. Let me show you this. So the whole paid for, look at this. This is Amber Heard's camp. This is her mouthpiece. This is her, essentially. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of articles. And it's not to bring that up, but notice there, you were paid by his company, that umbrella guy. You notice that's the go-to. They always do this because they need a way to deflect. When you're so effective, and like I tell any of them, replace the name right there. Like a Jeremy Hills doesn't pay me, you fucking clowns. They do. They do. Why do they do it? Because I hitch them to a plow and I get them to till the monetized fields because they never shut the fuck up. Ever. Because they're not smart enough to do it. That's what Megan does. That's what I do. They put in the work for you. So get plowing there. I mean, seriously, what a bunch of morons. But it's always the same thing. It's always the same. They always try to play this. Isn't it fascinating? It doesn't matter who you deal with. They can't come up with new lines. Oh, it's for permission. Views and breadsticks. It's so triggered there. But then they try to say that all of this is astroturfing. You know what's funny? The people that admitted that they were PR agents, they admitted this. Again, their own website they built, they admitted they were PR agents. Now their spin is, the other guy. You notice that happens with everything that comes up, right? I mean, every single thing. If you have something come up, it's, they're actually doing that. It's fascinating, isn't it? Because remember, with the website that they had, they themselves, they added this. Remember, they're the legal team, they're the PR team. And so with them being like, so it's really kind of a self-description. It's fascinating, isn't it? They tell you, no. Those people are really doing it, but it's a self-description. So what are they actually doing? How do they describe their own actions? Well, let's check this out. Astroturfing is deceptive practice of presenting an orchestrated marketing or public relations campaign in the guise of unsolicited comments from members of the public. Astroturfing and defamation of character in order to support their narrative. That's what they do. They write a script. Well, we know they're all in communications and other people pick it up. They say it's him. Oh, well, isn't that fascinating? I mean, since they're PR, does this all apply? By putting out content, having others to follow the sphere of influence. What would that sphere of influence be called? Oh, yeah, the ecosystem, by the way. By having them follow the ecosystem. Got to tell them. Gotta love when they tell you this themselves. So, again, BBB. Oh, what the hell's media ecosystem. It's so fascinating. All you gotta do is change the words, and you really got a real tale of what's happening, right? It attempts to mud the. What the fuck is this? Is this spa treatment? To mud the. Come on. To muddy the public opinion of Jeremy Hills and George. Why do they do that? So they can say, see, I told you so. Isn't that fast? It's another way to harass, to break them down, isolate, and victimize. That's exactly, in other words, they violate the Ohio order. Isn't that interesting? It's a strange admission. And pointing the finger at other people. There's actually very interesting admissions there. They also, they note a couple other things too. I love the admissions when you admit to being stupid there. Smoke and mirror show. No one will think. They think no one will see what they're doing. The law will. The law. Kiss my ass. I swear to God, dude. You're calling the law. You see how well that gets you there. Making false reports to law enforcement. Yeah. They call law enforcement again. They contact them. And definitely. Yeah. Like I said, pursue options on it. It's fascinating too. There was another thing that I guess I'd missed. There was a post back when we had talked about John and stuff, and there was a post in the past that I actually want to bring up because I'd never seen this before, or maybe I had and I missed it. We were talking about narratives. Narratives talking about I'm not married to John. Jeremy had that right. We married and found out that he was losing his medical, and he asked me, told me to divorce him, but also he's not very nice with his words. He's very verbally, mentally, and emotionally abusive. He abused his first wife the same way until she died. She died of alcohol and drugs. I gave her a bottle on my dresser. He said some awful... He had said something to me that was so awful and so horrendous that I could never, ever be with him until we, again, married regardless. We haven't been together in such a way for a long time. He got mad at me one day and said that I deserved to be arped. Remember the whole idea that Jeremy had said that? Same accusations. Weird, huh? And it goes on. It just goes on. It's craziness. I thought, wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting indeed. Now, as far as Shara is concerned, that's who I put into the main portion of this. Shara has actually been posting quite a bit In fact, I want to show you this. Shara, and I have to give her props for this. You know, again, we will continue talking about her depot as well, but we're not going to do that tonight. We're going to talk about some of this. You see where I'm at. You see I'm scanning through here. She's actually noting everything. She's been saying, man, you know. She gives dates too, noting that 2L say, I'm the one walking a thin line. I take this as threat and intimidation. She's walking a thin line. You know, they make threats again. Remember, Shara made an interesting point too in her deposition. This really stuck with me. In fact, I put this into a video as I was going through. You know, just give me a second here, actually. Let me make sure this is saved. 1 second. Make sure this is saved here. I've got something else I was working on, you know. Let me call that one PR. I'm going to pull up a project. What's today's day? Oh, we had 2025. That'll work. I'm saving something so I can find it. I want to pull up another thing, though. 1 minute here. It's just, it's so bizarre to see. So let me pull this up for you, okay? It'll take it a second to load. Now, what we've gone through, and again, Shara was talking about witness intimidation. Hopefully this doesn't robot me out. If it does, apologies. I'll get it fixed in a second. God, it takes forever to load. 1 minute here, but give me 1 minute. Shara had actually noted, actually, you know what? We don't need to pull it up that way. We can pull it up a different way. I've got a better way of pulling this up. What am I thinking there? She talked about her dealings with Mr. Manskin, you know, and talked about her here it is. Give me this here. Let's see. 1 second. It'll lock this in. 1 second here. So Shara actually talked about her. 1 minute. This is acting stupid. There we go. Making sure this is pulling up correctly for me. So Shara talked about her dealings, you know, and all the things that have been said. And in this stuff, she actually talks about being afraid too. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's said through all of this. And one of the things that she notes is that the night before, she actually goes in to testify. She said that these folks essentially were blackmailing her. She said that I feel threatened. Give me 1 minute. I'm reading this off of something else. I feel threatened by the entire. Okay, she was asked first, do you feel threatened by Mr. Manskin for your attendance here today? Is that correct? And she said, I feel threatened by their entire, I would call it a team, because that's how they portray themselves on YouTube. Just last night, she was saying, careful what I say. Quote, you better be careful what you say, or there's going to be a big bomb drop. There's something about me. And she also stated that Preston gave her an old iPad where we have contacts between each other on that iPad. She stated, you better be careful because basically they're threatening to blackmail me if I say or talk or say the wrong thing. I feel intimidated. Witness intimidation. That's what she's discussing there. But she also talks about her dealings with BBB. And with this, it's fascinating. I'm hitting high points on this. You know, she says, I had concerns. And she was told, with her concerns, put them aside. Don't worry about that kid. They'll grow up fine. She'll be fine. Put that aside. Then she was asked, you know, has he ever used profanity with you? Oh, yeah, he screamed at me. Oh, he screamed at you? Yes, loudly? Oh, yeah. He demeaned me on Messenger and told me I acted like a 10-year-old, things like that. He was very demeaning. And then you just ask, hey, you know, as far as everything, by the way, too, she made it clear early on, and this is something I'm putting in my video, too. This is part of what I'm working on here. That's why I knew where this was. She also made it clear that when she had contact with BBB actually never notified her that he was the attorney for Lynette Preston. Isn't that interesting? How do you go back and claim that so much of your conversation is somehow protected when you don't even inform? The way that the person finds it out or figures it out is they find it out because they find filings, you know, public record. But he presents himself as an attorney, but he doesn't identify himself, according to her, as the attorney representing Lynette Preston. Isn't that interesting? But ask, hey, does he engage with members of the public? Yeah, I've seen him engage with YouTubers. He does it all over the place. You know, have you ever seen him tell a member of the public that he disagrees with, call him stupid or an idiot? She's like, I saw him threaten a witness. It was the witness they're talking about, Wes. She says that he went on one of his videos and threatened him with a lawsuit while he was a witness in or a victim in that case. Before that, you know, before that went where it went, he went on his YouTube and threatened him with a lawsuit. And I said to him, she said to him in a messenger, wouldn't that be intimidating him? I mean, isn't that intimidating him? I don't remember what his response was, but I was alarmed by that. Now, this stuck with me because through it, right there, just in those two things, we have two incidents where she's talking about witness intimidation. Like that's a big thing. A federal case, and witnesses are being intimidated. And we also have, again, the three I'm adding to a video. Also, the lady that had her job contacted, because how dare she talk about what she's dealt with in the public? There's three there. Isn't that wild? And Shara, what she's making clear when she's discussing all of this, bringing things up, she's making it clear, going back to where we were, that she feels like she feels intimidated. She takes this stuff as a threat. And of course, anybody would, wouldn't they? I mean, if you had this stuff aimed at your life, would you feel threatened? Because I know I would. But also, she notes, on December 18th, 2L's just stated the cash they've been collecting is in the 2L's one bank account. Interesting. They're having a tantrum again. They don't like their targets fighting back. They defame, lie, threaten, name many for marathon hours nearly every night in abusive manner, but boo-hoo-hoo. I say one word and they scream and threaten again. Do they know they are public figures and will be covering, replacing this story? Then published or new stalking video cam photos of Jeremy on his own street. Is he safe over there? It is fascinating, isn't it? Like, you think about this. These people, and again, how does this not violate a court order? They have gone themselves and they're collecting freaking pictures of this man while he drives from his own property down the road. He's on his own fucking property. And you have outsiders that have been brought in by this person who has a protective order against them. They are stalking Jeremy Hales. How the fuck is that not stalking? Explain it to me another way. Explain it to me like I'm a fucking 5-year-old. Because you know what? I've dealt with many cases. And this right here is as clear cut as it gets. every single move this man makes is not photographed by Preston and Cook. They brought in outsiders to do it. Outsiders that told you, that canvassed his neighborhoods. Ones that lean on and keep leaning on this story about dogs. Remember, we heard something for Shara about dogs. So, of course, just like the idea of them going out gaslighting, doing all of this other stuff. They've tried to spin toward him. Yeah, and she asked, is he safe? And I do wonder that. Is he safe? Because what they've done is they've created an atmosphere where they've created this boogeyman. They've turned him into the rich meanie over there. And we've seen lately, okay, one thing that disturbs me about the whole thing with rich, the monetary thing, after I saw what happened to, I'm just going to call him the insurance guy. I'm sure it was very public. People with lots of money, doesn't matter how good they are or nice they are, they've turned this guy into the boogeyman, where he's supposedly going after these poor, infirmed people, and they've been letting anyone that wants to hate this man come right across the street from him. Anytime he wants to leave his property, he has to drive right by them. To me, that's a frightening thing. And the more I think about it, the more that I find that to be a terrifying thing. Because you don't know, like the way that many of these people act, they seem unhinged. Like the actions seem very unhinged. If you don't, you just go in and tune into some of the screaming tirades that go on for hours and hours about him. And again, the narratives that he's targeting animals, and how people feel about that he's targeting children. Again, the signs themselves. You talk about a man, and then again, Shara talked about the hitman and more. So safety, you really have to wonder. Wow, 2Ls demanded I dropped my story. Challenge accepted. Stay tuned. New video in the works. This was a week ago. That's how, we're catching up with stuff. I'm skipping screenshots just because if I open them, it'll kick me back to go. Okay. So December the 18th, 2Ls, number one, stated this year, they are building some kind of backdoor criminal case on Germany. Backdoor criminal cases off the map are not legal, though. Hidden public record is suspect behavior. So again, they've talked about how they're trying to aim law enforcement at him. They want to put him in cuffs. Again, all of this stuff seems very much like a violation to me of protective orders, because they are compounded right there. They've all been, it's been open door. Who knows what's happening and right out there? Who knows anymore? Who knows where people are? And they made it very clear that they're willing to go. Like for me, I may go to a federal case, but what's sad is, like, I would love to see some of the good works that Jeremy Hales did. In fact, like at first when he talked about the potential doing certain things at Otter Creek, I thought, man, that would actually be really good to cover, But as I've stated before, I don't feel safe doing something like that. Safety-wise, I wouldn't do it. Just alone. They feel fucking comfortable doing it. You know, that's another statement. They feel very comfortable in doing whatever they want, running around town and more. So when they're talking about Jeremy Hales being dangerous and all this stuff, that really kind of falls apart, doesn't it? When people are willing to travel right across the street from him, it does fall apart, doesn't it? I mean, they paint him up as a monster, and yet, but she says, I'm being terrorized from a concern for an innocent small child. I'm not afraid of JH, but for the record, I am afraid of someone. She's making, whoop, that's actually skipped 10 weeks back, my bad. But she did say that weeks ago, and I think there's more comments. Look how they mix this. Look, this is new comments. So, look, it's mixing in week ago. Look, this is why I hate freaking Facebook. I've got it on new comments, and I have to watch for the things that are a week ago and 10 weeks ago. But for the record, yeah, still. Now, that actually was an older comment. I think there's newer comments down here. That's probably what it's got it in here. Let's actually see. Let's check it. That's crazy. Why add that into the new ones? I don't know. This is new comments, though. But anyway, December 19th. That's weird, isn't it? BBB, my response to your PR ongoing public defamatory shaming statements with malice, intimidation, and threats toward me is that they are provable abuse statements. Her intent and harm are clear and unprovoked. I do not know her. Your PR just threatened me with a lawsuit and some kind of quote-unquote trouble as she publicly yells defamatory statements at me in her video while she's screaming at Jeremy again on her, let's just say, the Jolly Christmas Wrapping Party show. How is she screaming and shaming names for hours in kind of a child's wrapping party? That's weird, by the way, isn't it? Hey, we're having this thing for a kid. Let me scream some crazy shit. Very concerning behavior with present. Please refer to case law. So she notes a case on the map, and tell your horrific unhinged PR to fuck off with you. Spruce. Break away from all the craze. Screaming over there for a moment. Your PR just stated I called her a CH abuser. That is false interstatement defamation. I was referring to her ongoing abusive statements and bullying for marathon hours nearly daily. Is she nuts? Also, you have a mole, and I'm fully aware of your fabricated plans with me. Holy crap. You see that? You see that statement there? You have a mole. You have somebody that's telling her that what's going on. And I'm fully aware of your fabricated plans with me. Now, again, she is a witness in a trial that is dealing with this stuff. I don't know how to make this any clearer. If these people are stating that they have plans to put her behind bars, or they're going to go after her, all this other crazy nonsense, or even worse. That's clear cut. The witness intimidation angle. This is the kind of stuff that causes you very real problems. Now, remember, Lynette in Northport is telling people to go and check these people out. Remember, she's telling them, and we're not talking old news, old hat, are we? We're talking about new stuff. These are newer messages. So she's directing people to this insanity in which Shara's targeted. Like, again, I mean, how insane is that? They seem in line with your depot setup attempt, and I will fight like a mother with concrete evidence. I will also be stepping up my coverage after the holidays in this case. I'll be stepping up my coverage after the holidays. Your team has made the truth necessary. Remember, by the way, the dates here are responses to what's happening. So she's actually documenting what's going on. So if there's a question of when this comes up, she's talking about specific live streams. This isn't when the statement's made. This is, again, her response to. But that's wild, isn't it? So the 20th. 2 else things. She has something on me, and I bet it excites the BBB team. It is most likely the video with journalist Miko stalking me 3 a.m. demanding me for an interview and jurisdiction in a criminal case. After I went viral, he followed me everywhere. That would be the only video I said the F word in. Oh no, are they going to say she uses profanity? Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Profanity. Oh my God, profanity. I mean, yeah, Shara, looking into, so I got curious about the Shara background, and I started looking a little more into her foray into going viral, and it was indeed crazy. All that stuff that she discussed, just looking at it a little bit, that's something people don't understand too. Been there, been there before, still 2.5 years later, still have people coming at. I mean, the threats and the insanity that you deal with, it's something like you can't imagine it. You can't, and you're just a private individual out here. I'm not saying private as in not a public figure. I'm saying you're a lone individual. You're not a mega corporation that's being represented. You're this lone person. Well, yeah, I guess crazy. But she says, the only video I left that F word in because he was also stalking my child at the time, and that ticked me off. Thousands of people would have seen it already. The video is funny, not bad. Still, white as snow always will be. Desperate much. The audio files in this case are far more interesting and disturbing. And a witch hunt won't deflect. That's indeed true, But all the time spent going after Shara too. What this tells me is what Shara has to say. Maybe we should pay more attention to. The downside, like the downside for them too. Let me point you out something. You want to see what they've cost? You want me to show you something amazing? We'll go back to what she's saying, but I want to show you something that I found, and bravo to it. So I was actually looking at Shara's pictures and stuff. She actually put up a picture of herself, and I want to show you not the picture itself, but I want to show you the amount of attention that it got. So in the past, Shara, she ends up getting a few likes, handful there. I mean, it's not crazy numbers with Facebook, because Facebook, I mean, crazy numbers. Facebook is real strange about the way that it approaches. But if you look at this now, I also think they have a problem with people that take care of themselves. I mean, Shara's obviously an attractive lady here. I think they have a problem with that too. But look at the amount, and I like this as well. You can see that. But look at how many people have actually commented on it. 244 comments, 24 with mine likes. So the amount of people that are actually paying attention to what's going on here, it may not be reflected in the likes that come across on different statements, but a lot of people are actually paying attention to her now. They are, as far as this case goes. That has been them more than anything, because Shara wanted to step back. And, props to Shara. I mean, Shara is the one making it happen. She's doing it with proof. But they, in their attempts to silence her, actually are the ones that gave her that amount of attention. Because Shara herself, again, she wasn't saying anything. She just backed off. She went quiet. She decided that that would be the best way. Man, 48 super chats, dude. That's crazy. 2 off 50. That's awesome, by the way. Thank you all. That's one heck of a way to ring in the new year. That's amazing. Like 2 off 50. Crazy. I just looked at that. I have to look at my studio. I don't look at it. I look at what you all are saying, and I look at what's on the screen here. But when I switched over the screenshot, I saw that. So that's awesome. Thank y'all. But isn't that interesting? So yes, on the 21st, didn't BBB forget that MP waived her privilege when she brought chat material to others outside of the chat? I do have that in file. Well, Marla think that's great too. Oh, wait. Well, Marla think that's great too. Marla, huh? That's interesting. But yeah, here's the thing. Talking about privilege, because that keeps getting brought up. When you bring in different people into something anyway, if you're saying, I've seen this happen before. I talked about this before, but I'm going to make it clear. Okay. We saw a very public illustration of this in the depth. Well, actually, it was, it didn't make it into the trial, but this came up with the UK, where you had Heard and her lawyer were talking about something that happened in Australia. This would be privileged. They brought in another person, a property manager, because they wanted this property manager to talk to another person and to convince them basically to take the lumps for what was going on. Now, this property manager, he ends up bringing up everything that happened there. And they tried to silence him for it by saying, this was privilege. You can't talk about that. But that actually failed. And you know why it failed? Because they willingly brought another individual into their privileged communications. This was a high-powered lawyer, too. That was Marty Singer, if you've never heard of him. I mean, look him up. We're talking about one heck of a name. The guy that is pretty much Mr. Hollywood, the guy that covers for anyone in that stuff. He tried to stop that. This is a guy that if it were something that could be done, he would have done it. But he couldn't manage that. And again, I bring that up because when they start talking about privilege, that privilege, you have a real problem with it. I mean, the people that can break privilege, I mean, if the client decides to go out and do something stupid, taking things outside of that, again, if she's brought chat material to others outside of it, if she's bringing this up, however, if she's adding a person in, or she's talking about what's happening, whatever the case may be, if she's discussing this or bringing someone else into the discussion, or he is too, if they are out there and they are allowing another person to know about what's happening, there is no privilege in that. And it's amazing because they desperately tried to claw that one back. You notice that. Like, that's how they tried to silence Shara. And they've continued doing that with threats, quite a few threats saying that, that they're going to bring litigation, or they're going to do whatever this secret thing is. They're going to go after her. They're going to add her to litigation. I mean, it's so dumb. It is so freaking dumb of them. Again, if a lawyer like Marty Singer couldn't get it done, and a lawyer like BBB, he's not going to get it done. And that's their script, and they know they messed up big time. See, the threats, it's all huff and puff. I will blow your house down. But unfortunately, he ain't a whirlwind, baby. It's more of a version of stank breath than a whirlwind. He sure ain't no big bad wolf. This is the big bad Shara wolf they're messing with, I love that though. I love the fact that they were so dumb to do that too. Oh, BBB, did you miss another on the third party list? I'm curious about what does that mean? Miss another on the third party list. Keep finding and gold your head up. It's supposed to be hold your head up, but I like gold your head up actually. You can't platinum that up, baby. They think a lying hate page from when I went viral is gold. That's what they want to do. And again, man, that's amazing. 2 L's are top. Wait, let's see. Yeah, that's a week. I have to keep that. 2 L's are talking about eating D in the same video. Oh, gross. Gross. I hope that's a donut. Oh my Lord, no. Why me? I didn't need that. In the same video, they're referencing the H Jolly Christmas. Yuck. Gross. I believe angels sent me here for more than one reason. Please bear with me. God works in mysterious ways. You know, let's actually see. I wish he added to that too. He responds here, I believe. And oh, somebody told her, "Oh, I don't believe that you care about the truth. You owe the trespass 5, the apology." And I understand this, Mark. I get it. I get what you're trying to say here. And she's like, "Look, you know, when I looked at this, she did apologize to people about certain things." Oh, this is 10 weeks old, actually. Man, damn it. That's actually back when. Okay, never mind. Let's skip that one. Look at this. Why is it mixing them in? I didn't read the 10 weeks there, so it doesn't matter. She's actually made this clear. I think, you know, this is good, Mark. Like, here's a question for you. And again, nothing negative towards you, buddy. You know, nothing negative toward any of you that have said, I don't trust a person out there, okay? Like, again, I want to make that clear. You don't have to trust anybody. In fact, you do your own research and you figure that out. But 10 weeks later, what are your feelings about Shara now? After she's gone in and been deposed, after she's actually shown that she went in and that she was willing to talk about this stuff on record, you know, people were like, I'm afraid she's going to flip flop or this or that. You can't change your story after federal. And I'm not saying she would have anyway, but does that make people think about that a little differently? Do you actually feel a little bit different on the idea that she believes? See, this is the way I see Shara. I think that she bought in to the idea that there was a child that needed to be protected. But she thought she was protecting them from the big, mean, rich man. She was told that there were crazy conspiracies this guy was putting together. That, again, the Russell Meek stuff, all of this. But at the center of it, I think that she was told that there's a child that needs protecting. And as a parent, I can understand, you know, I mean, I get it. The heartstrings that we have there. It makes you blind sometimes. There's a blind spot that comes with just being a decent human being, period. But beyond that, being somebody like kids will change your perspective of the world. They do. And they impact that. And I wonder, with the 10 weeks, I wonder, do you see it more? Do you see like how she would see all of this? So, good grief! I have 2 L's on my Mac in the other room, and I'm on the and I'm on the house folding laundry, and I can hear them yelling from here. I've heard clips again. The people who make clips and stuff, hey, props to you for setting through all of that. I can't. I can't do it. Okay. I want to research other things that I think, number one, are pertinent, but I do think that what people that are being added to a case, it does, are potentially added to a case. What they say, it matters. I also think that if Preston is pointing people at that channel and saying, hey, this is who to check out. Why? Because they're my voice. I think that matters. I can't bring myself to watch it there. But Shara's okay. BBB, when did I ever want to have anything to do with your PR? I can and will prove that's a lie. So they keep trying to say, by the way, that somehow Shara inserted herself into it. But I believe that she's proven 100% that she was here well before them. She was asked into it. She didn't insert herself into this case. So, yeah. But I can't even prove that's a lie. The Manic 2 Live 1 said the Otter Creek story is not my story and will never be, and that I'm jealous of her. All I could say is challenge accepted. I'll be working this story full-heartedly after the holiday. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas again. She and MP also appear to be framing, or yeah, I think that's to be framing me with something new. I did not do with BBB in the chat. They said I am writing as an anonymous someplace. So that's yet another one. I wonder how many, if everything they accuse other people of, they're actually doing, if that actually holds true, then what are they doing with that? They said I'm writing as an anonymous person, huh? Framing a federal court witness with things I did not do as a crime. That's true. BBB, your 2 L's just brought my fiance into their show. So they're bringing up people that are, look at that. Again, I know I've said this, and she said this too. She is a federal court witness. These people are named in that trial, and they're bringing in this witness's family now, the people she cares about. She said, I'll be going to law enforcement. If any of you unhinged appearing team members go anywhere near my family, it'd be considered stalking and intimidation of a witness in a federal court trial. That's nuts, man. That is nuts. Shara, I'm sorry you deal with that, man. That's nuts. Last night was filled with big PR oops. BBB presents. Whoopsie. Look, this goes back 2 weeks. You see how it jumps? Jumping there. Let's see. Okay, here we are back to, I don't understand why, like I said, Facebook does that. It's again set at newest comments. So they should go in order like I'm looking at here. With 2 L's are continuing to terrorize me, making public statements referring to framing me with things I never did, as well as making what I feel is a physical threat. As Lisa stated, she would, quote, would have done to me if in person. Stated what she, quote, would have done to me if in person. So she would have done something to her if she had her in person, huh? She also stated, I'm definitely stuck. I can't get out of what I've done. I also take as a threat some kind of harm for me telling and presenting necessary truth in this case and being, again, a witness in a federal case. They're continuously making false allegations about me and I take their statement and threats seriously and continue documenting them here in my commentary. That's what she's doing, making sure, again, I do not feel safe. I'm afraid of, and she lists certain people, including MP, JC, LL, BM, due to their numerous ongoing concerning statements they've made toward me, their unstable activity on YouTube, concerning statements they have made about Jeremy that make me concerned for his safety as well as my own. I tried to help someone that lied to me. I mean, you think about, yeah, the payback for that. I tried to help out somebody, what happens? That lied to me, took from me. They're now lying about me and trying to harm me with their lawyer and PR team because my views changed after receiving multiple records in this case, and after reading threats to Jeremy's life, they typed and spoke. I'm afraid of them. Again, she's like, man, I see the threats there. I saw this other stuff. I take that seriously. I also have ongoing concerns for the small child after concerning things I heard in phone calls, police records. 2L is stalking my personal life as she referenced things about me on her YouTube show I never shared. Huh. She's digging into her personal life. We've seen this happen before. We've seen it happen with other people. So that is what's happening. They're digging in, noting things that they wouldn't know otherwise without trying to dig into everything about her. That's messed up. I do not know her. Please save and share my statement. I will also make a video on my concerns stated here for YouTube after the new year. 21st, video commentary. BBB, your PR is in a lying manic frenzy again. I pray she does not speak this way in front of the child. The world does know about the quote-unquote coaching. Tell her the truth. She seems lost again as she lies about me with malice, with elevated anger to try to intimidate me. I do have your written instructions for the synopsis. You insisted I write when I did not want to. So listen to what she says. I have your written instructions for the synopsis. So they kept saying, oh, she wrote that. And she's like, no. That's their words. They wanted me to put out. So she's like, I have your written synopsis on that. That's fascinating. Also, it has privileged written on it. And it's an email and strictly for lawyers. Why did you share it publicly and in emails, leaving out the privilege part? Well, that's fascinating, isn't it? So he attached privilege on that email that was being sent out, which you can't do that, by the way. You can't just write privileged on some shit, send it out to random people and say, oh, well, that was privileged. So they're soliciting lawyers. That's what they were doing. They were trying to solicit other, just like we've seen with the journalists and more. They were soliciting lawyers to try to get them involved, which makes certain statements that we heard early on, them talking about how other lawyers are going to get involved. This is going to become huge. That makes them make a lot more sense these days. But it's fascinating. They put privileged all over it. And yeah, when it's been shared, they no longer include that word privileged, huh? Did you break your imaginary privilege? She said, etc. By the way, my evidence is quite credible. I tell it like it is and will in this case of alarming public concern because it's necessary. Why is your PR accusing me of things I'm not doing? Better be able to prove it in a courtroom. My first instinct in MP's case was no. My first thought on you when you crashed into my messenger like a madman was, what the fuck? And I was right. Wow. 21st, video commentary. The frantic bubble puppet said I go by hearsay. She's incorrect again. She's also in a manic frenzy again. They're also accusing Veteran Nation of CH abuse. He did not commit. So they're accusing Veteran Nation of, yes, I like CH, you know exactly what's there. Child. So I'll use CH though. They're accusing him too. Big slander, fully documented. She also threatened him with something next week. Is he safe? Wait, it's been a week. So if there was a threat on with the 21st next week, huh? BBB and PR. That's a hate page from when I went viral. So they're sharing the stalker stuff. She's saying, you and your PR are now trying to harm me by using a stalker. Again, they're digging into her past. That's crazy shit. How does it change the evidence in the case? And that's correct too. Like, this is just misdirection is what it is. Digging up, there have been plenty of people, anytime that I've covered something, people just create random accusations out of blue. It's crazy shit. And it's amazing. Like, these people pull that up. They attach anonymous statements to themselves. Statements where, again, remember, actual malice is reckless disregard for the truth. So if they're going in and they're attaching statements to their names, that's a big concern for them, because they don't give a fuck about the truth. They don't care to back it up. The attorney that created that page stalked others, as well as been in court for her harassment, stalking me and my son the day I had millions of views. History is still and will always be sparkling. Your activity against me and the truth in this case shows your weakness loud and clear. That's true. The way that they try to silence her shows a lot. Sickening behavior for an attorney. Spruce. By the way, his BBB told his client what he really thinks of her. Stay tuned. Oh my God. Are we going to hear about something that potentially, BBB, did you say something about your client that you weren't supposed to? Is that what I'm going to hear? Is that what we might see? Wouldn't that be something? Whoopsie, by the way. I mean, if that ends up being the case, wouldn't that be a Oh my goodness. I'm curious about that right there. That statement has my full attention. What he really thinks of her. Oh man, Shara. If you have something shining like that, woo, yes. yes, indeed. Good fun times with that one. Now, Shara commented that one. Let's see. BBG, all those gifts in between all that yelling won't change what I heard on the phone. Are you ready to care? You know who does care? Jeremy in the world. Indeed. All the gifts in the world don't take that back, does it? BM, your PR made quite a threat toward me today. Well, but that was not my bad. So then we get to 3 days ago. We're getting close. December 28th. BBB, your PR team is lying about me and others with intent to harm again and intention to intimidate a witness in a federal case. Defamation with malice. Do you think you and your client think you can get away with this? Do you wish to silence the truth in this case for your fame and easy cash grab? You all seem to think you can do to others whatever you want, no matter the harm you create. It will all be fully documented by me, full-heartedly. You and your team brought this to the public ongoing. That's true. They have made sure the public is interested here. This is commentary going back to a lawyer bringing this stuff up. Also, no one has ever referred to me as quote-unquote me, or any of the sickening statements made about me by your clients in PR who will scream all night and day. That's wild. Again, I haven't kept up with the statements being said. I also have been made aware of your fraudulent dark plans for me. If I like a lioness, I've been made aware of your fraudulent dark plans for me. Man, Randy, I hope somebody sends that to you, buddy. Your team is a public concern and will never stop fighting for what is right in the case. You don't have that power. Children come first. I will be exposing this public concern for the safety of others. I've only just begun, BBB, just like you. Stay tuned. She's actually been delivering too, I have to say. 2L1 stated that BBB thought so little of my depot. Quote, he only asked a couple of questions at the very end to make a point. Yeah. We've seen the screenshots. That's the problem for them. I think BBB really screwed up with her depot. You know why? Because he wasn't present with it. It doesn't matter what he thinks of it, by the way. Even if that spin is 100% correct, it doesn't matter. You know what matters? What a judge or a jury would think of her depot. And you've seen, like you as an outside party who's privy to all of this, you see the discussions. What do you think somebody's going to think when they see, again, all of the discussions, again, about, like, let's ignore, first of all, the more interesting ones, like you're a celebrity. Like that alone is bad. But let's get into the darker stuff. What do you think a jury would think of that? Do you think that a jury that's seeing somebody say that, as you get older, life imprisonment, it doesn't mean, again, paraphrasing, but do you think that a jury there might actually believe the idea that there was a hitman? Do you think that would be something? And the interesting thing about this, too, they can refer to conversations that were had between these parties. See, when you get into the whole, can't talk about that, we've seen that in other cases too. That's when, somebody, for some reason, they can't be brought in. Like I've seen that, for example, there was a person that passed away. You couldn't use certain recordings because that person could no longer, there was no way that they could be crossed on anything. But as far as this is concerned, they can ask plenty of things. They can ask, but she can talk about it. But BBB knows exactly what he was doing. And so do I. And I'll be advocating for myself in the new year. BBB was setting me up for a little fabricated frame plan with his setup questions unrelated to the federal case depot. We'll get to that, by the way. He also lied on the record in doing so. He thinks he's going to frame me for his fame gig with a 4 violations report and messenger that was not considered private. He's like a mad scientist, planning in advance multiple cases in this case well before he was even an attorney on the case, and I can and will prove that. So he was planning beforehand multiple cases before he's even attached. That's interesting. Let's get it all on the record. I also have BBB stating that 2 Lees are are his PR team, etc. So I have him stating that they are his PR team. That might be very bad, right? I have them stating that. Therefore, everything they do equals what BBB and MP and JC do. Their PR is directed by and speaks on their behalf. Every defamatory statement with malice, every threat, intimidation tactic, knowing I'm a witness in a federal case, belongs to the team. I can and will prove my case, and I will continue covering Otter Creek and the Golden Key with my heart. What about that name of the other third party you left out, BBB? You may be fooling some thugs, but you don't fool me. I'll be reporting everything that needs attention in this case. You're a public concern. Fun times. 2Ls and one of their participants just discussed calling CPS on you and your children, MELegan Fox. You see that statement there? So the threats about MELegan Fox. So that we actually talked about. But yeah, let's read that again. 2Ls And one of their participants just discussed calling CPS on Megan and her kids. Huh. A reporter that's covering this stuff, and they would even entertain that thought. That's madness. She's fully documented video, full page screenshot. The 28th. 2L1 is threatening me for the truth. She's terrorizing me with what she calls repercussions, and also accusing me of committing crimes I've not committed. They plan to frame me with. They claim to be setting up a big criminal cases on JH, and claim G will have the same. So they're threatening they're going to go after Jeremy Hales and George, and they're slandering PR for BBB, and MP and JC are also defaming JJ due to the truth. I will be advocating JJ's justice. They always, again, we know Jamie Johnson with that. They all plan on weaponizing the justice system to silence the truth in this case because they want the fame and the farm on someone else's hard work. They're aiming at me, MELegan Fox, Tug, and others. That's true. For covering this story of public concern. And tonight, threatening to call CPS on Megan, who is an amazing, wonderful mother. Indeed, that is disgusting. As long as you lie with them, you appear safe. Tell the truth and you're targeted. Yes, that exactly seems the thing. We've seen 2 people actually say, hey, I no longer want any part of that. What happened to them? If you don't tell the truth, you're still threatened to silence, and innocent people are at risk for harm, including a small child. I've never witnessed such abusive and concerning behavior. They're only escalating. Yes, one of the things, when something is not checked, it does escalate. Each one of them exhibits stalking behavior, lack of empathy. They all appear nuts. Are they okay with the D? Wife in a bottle in the shed? That is a question too. Again, I just read you a statement earlier. Actually, let's read that. I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, but again, talking about that, the wife, quote, he is very, very verbally, mentally, and emotionally abusive. He abused his first wife the same way until she died. She died of alcohol and drugs. I have her in a bottle on my dresser. That's something that we just ignore, right? We're just supposed to pretend that discussion, her own commentary. She brought it up to the police. She heard it in an audio recording. Like that's not a problem, right? It's something that you totally just overlook. I mean, it blows my mind when one of the people that is there that they represent says about another person that is also represented that they are a monster to that level. See, all of her claims there too, when she tries to go after Jeremy Hales and claim that that there are no concerns for a child or anything else. Those statements right there, her own statements, are red flags. And again, making this very clear, don't contact anyone. I'm just going to note that. But her statements on her own, there is no way any court would look at that and say, that's all good. There's no way. I've never witnessed, I just say they're pure nuts. Are they okay with the wife, where the child lives, that MP claims, co-client unalived? What about the G in the face? Feed the gators talk? Or the loaded G's in the closet while drunk all day and passed out where a child plays, etc., etc. Meanwhile, 2L's thinks she's a lemur and is talking about John's wood. What the? Wow, I don't know. Gross. I don't even want to know. Wow, December 29th. Commentary, is G safe over there with the super erratic behavior PR stalker? Giving the elevated, angry F attraction vibe? Fatal attraction, baby. So is G safe over there? Huh. And the 29th is the last one on here. 2L, 1PR, just stated. She's in contact with YouTube to take What the Hell's channel down. There's again, if she is making that statement publicly, good job. That's yet again another admission that they are trying to tortiously interfere with business contracts. Jeremy Hales, What the Hell's is a business. This is something that morons never get about YouTube channels. Like this. I may be talking to you directly. I am just an individual out here. But as far as everything is concerned here, what I do is a business. Going after a business and trying to shut it down. That's not smart. And they began discussing H. Jobs and his tractor as she stares at video photos of him sounding erratic. Another super low down, not so family friendly subjects, followed immediately by speaking about the child. This is not normal behavior. She also spoke to BBB as if he were sending her messages as she spoke from his usual behind the scenes position. That's another thing that Shara noted too. In her depot, she also said, as far as everything, as far as threats are concerned, she said that he is always behind the scenes. That's the thing. He's always behind the scenes. And if you think that sounds crazy, the information that she provided in her last video, it was a live stream prep. They were talking about this is going to be their big expose. You remember that one? Yeah, just go back, look at that. Actually, you know what? Let me pull that up real fast. I want to make that clear. Give me 1 second here. 1 minute. Let me see. Shara. Pulling up her YouTube. Give me 1 second. Remember what she was showing on the screen through all of that. The messages that she pulled up. Let me lock in on that. There it is. Remember, this was a live stream. August 15th. They were prepping a live stream. They had all of this stuff talking about what's going on here, sending it to, and yeah. All of that discussion, all of this, that's what it's all about. So as far as being behind the scenes, it does look like it's the case, doesn't it? But anyway, let's get to some super chats here. I just thought that stuff was fascinating. Isn't it? This stuff is so weird and crazy to me. I don't even know what to think about, like some of the nuts. But anyway, let's pick up here. Wheezy Wheels, thanks for the 2. Good job. I have insomnia 1 a.m. when they came up. Well, I hope this has been a cure for some insomnia. I hope you had fun with it. I hope it was informative. Joan, thanks for the 10. Breadsticks, thank you for the breadsticks. Appreciate that for sure. Thank you. Travis, thanks for the 15 months. This Bull Rider, yes, I know what you're feeling, Tug. It is horrible because asthma, the infection part is worse. Oh yeah, man. Ooh, get on in your chest. Not fun at all. Dan Davis, thanks for I went to the pet store today. I asked them if they had any panty hamsters. They just looked at me. Do you, sir, have any panty hamsters? It's hilarious. Nightmares Adventures, thanks for the 5. Happy New Year, and pray for everyone. Indeed. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope this has been a great day for you. Set the tone for the year. Make sure if your day somehow was not a great day, set the tone, make it better. Tell yourself every day it is like climbing. Remember, when you are climbing a mountain too, it isn't like that game of The Price is Right. You know, the little yodeling person, yodeling, yodeling, where they're climbing up and just going straight up the thing. No, some days you're just walking in a straight line, but you're walking. Every day can get better. Make it better. For sure. Appreciate y'all. Weezy Wheels, thanks for the 2 there. Hands up for the insomniacs in the UK. Indeed. All you insomniacs in the UK, I'm curious about you. How many of you are in the UK? Appreciate you folks, by the way. Carol, thanks for the super sticker there. Thank you very much, Carol. Appreciate you. Hazel, thanks for the 2 there. UK Insomniac reporting in. George, thanks for the 5. Does Megan's panty hamster need mouth to mouth? Need mouth to mouth. Oh no. Look at all the UK people, by the way. I'm watching the Netherlands. Man, people all over. Wales, 319 there. Man, it's crazy. Well, I appreciate you all being here, by the way. Tennessee Susie, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, Tennessee Susie. Appreciate you there. Again, Tennessee to Tennessee. Love it. AJ Stone, what's up, AJ, by the way? Appreciate you, my friend. 20 giftos, too. 20. I saw them sitting up there for the longest time, too. Thank you, AJ Stone. Appreciate you. I hope your New Year's been a great one, by the way. Thank you. France here. Wow, that's cool. More whales. Man, I'm reading through. People all over the world. People of the world unite. Gamer Jacket, thanks for the 2 there. Panty Hamster from Relatable. This is ex-Scientology. Oh no, I don't want to think Panty Hamster's Scientology. No. K-Rab, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships. K-Rab, I hope you're having a great year too, man. Appreciate you as well. Thank you. Sympathy, thanks for the 5 there. Breadstick money. Yeah, indeed. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Love it. Debbie, thanks for the 2. Love the avatar. It's out of this world. I know. You know, we are communicating from outer space. Thank you. Elizabeth, thank you for the membership here. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Fallen Hero, thank you for the $3 super sticker. Thank you for that one, too. Thank you, Fallen Hero. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a great new year, too, my friend. All of you, too. I mean that for everyone. If I didn't say that to you directly, yes, appreciate it. Freaky Cat, thanks for the 2. Next, what the hell? Marketing campaign? Flea Circus. No, you too. They could have fun with. I mean, again, their items that they sell are hilarious. I love it. Rat's Ass, thanks for the 2. You can sue for the few rotten teeth that they have. Arkansas White Dove, thanks for the 2. Booyah! Indeed, booyah! Sherry, your mom, thanks for the 10 there. A tug. My word for the year is focus. Indeed, indeed. If you really know me, you know. Stream last night was Panty Hamsterific again. Poor Megan. Hashtag Team WTH. Indeed. Indeed. It was a fun stream last night. It was a crazy stream, but it was good, you know. And a lot of that stuff, like I said, I brought up a few of the things just to go back over, just to really highlight that. You know, we deal with so much information that a lot of it gets lost in the wash, you know? Isn't that interesting? Like how much in this case that comes up daily sometimes. Like for me, it blows my mind to sit down and think you can have as many live streams discussing this. And my God, I feel like again, there's more. There is much more. Arkansas whitened up there too. We got another the booyah. So we got 2 booyahs. They get louder. Thank you for that too. Appreciate that. Rat's ass. Thanks for doing it. I hear a bell. Is it a pizza delivery tricycle? Actually, I did have some food delivered to me while I was live. It's calling me. It's still calling me. So I did. I have all what we call grown-up grilled cheeses out there. Don't forget it. They have feta. Yeah, they're good. They have so much. I can't wait. I've got one waiting on me. I said, thanks for the month there. Thank you, Tom, for being on. I was sad getting on. You lifted my spirits. Well, thank you. I'm glad. Like I said, you take that feeling right there and boom, take it into the year. Take every day like that. Take that elevated feeling. And remember, every day is the opportunity again. I like the word focus, but I like this momentum that you can build. And I'm not just talking about in a case or something. I'm talking about in your personal life. Every day can be a golden opportunity. But Happy New Year to you and your girls. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Cat, thanks for the 5 there. Hope 2025 brings joy and happiness through the year and many more years to come. Indeed. That's another thing. Many, many more years. We want to be going strong for a long time. That is indeed true. Kathy, thanks for the 5. Pizza by money. Indeed. Did you find out who tried to steal your channel? Are you talking about my I'm talking about the website. I'm still going back and forth with them. They actually had part of their security team, those folks, many of them were off for the holidays. So we will continue that. I got to continue that and some other craziness that's going on. But yes, I am very much curious because I'm still trying to get it. It's been an interesting, these places, they have call centers outside the U.S. and you can tell when you're talking to people. And it's very hard to get the point across. Hey, the email that you were sent, I don't actually need a lawyer to pick that up because it was sent talking about my channel or my website or whatever, it was sent telling you to do something for me. It was pretending to be me. So yeah, I'm waiting on some clarification there, but yes, I'm still working on that. That's a good question there. Bonnie, thanks for the 5. I'm sending Megan Beastie and start sending chocolates to figure out what that is. So stop sending it. Start sending dong chocolates. That's funny. No, Frederick, thanks for the 2. Megan, honeypot money. Oh my God. That was so funny. Man, Megan needs to get off her break so we can keep going with this. It's hilarious. Kelly B, thanks for the 5. Please are going to be having to go to Ohio besides Florida 3 party, right? How dumb can you be? I mean, these idiots, they are definitely involving themselves. I mean, again, like I said, when you get involved with this stuff, the way that they have, and you say that you represent somebody, you're their voice, they created that, like, no matter what they say, too, about how they're no longer this or they're no longer that, I want you to remember that they indicted themselves in this. They themselves made the website. They did it, not us, not anybody else. They did it. Dark Side. Thanks for the 10 there. Preach it, Tug, the hammer of truth. Indeed. Get that hammer, baby. Hammer time. I like it. Thank you. Just Schwartz. Thanks for the 2. Breadsticks for the new year. Yeah, get them breadsticks, baby. And also a gifted membership on top of that, too. Somebody else gets the breadstick. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you much. Jada, thanks for the 10. Happy 2025. Money for pizza bites and regular milk. Yes, indeed. We have had a lot of requests for that. I'm like, Today has been a regular milk kind of day. Oh, by the way, I'm going to do a redirect tonight. We are, let me pull this up here. I'm going to be redirected, and we still have some super chats to catch while we're doing this, but I want to go ahead and set this while I'm thinking about it. We're going to redirect to Mr. Wiznut. Shizzy. They're doing a dramatic reading tonight, so we will direct to them in just a few minutes. You can tell them also when we redirect, always make sure you tell them that Tug sent you for sure. Love old Shizzy. Frosty Pepper, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships, too. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. Thank you. Cunning Linguist, thanks for the 2. I am an anti-establishmentariologist. That is a lot to say there. That's funny. That's actually funny. Yes, is that your credential, sir? I love it. Taz, thanks for the 6 months there. Jeremy has always shown proof where the haters have shown none, because they have none. They have 2-year-old. Indeed, they have threats and screaming and whatever. That's not proof. That's the thing. They show a man driving down the road in front of his own property. I've seen that stuff. And I'm like, dude, all they're showing you is that they stalk this man. Like, it's crazy. And either they are, here's the thing you need to remember with that too. When they're taking pictures of him and showing it, they are either A, they've set it up to take it themselves, or B, Preston is giving them to him. And remember, Jeremy Hales is under no obligation to do whatever. Protective order. They are supposed to avoid him. He's not supposed to avoid them. They're supposed to leave him alone, not bother or harass, stalk, or talking about the man. He was driving down the road on a tractor, and they're like, "Oh my God, let's come up with new plans to fuck up his life." Excuse my words there, but that's essentially what they're saying. Oh, here's a new plan. Let's see what we can come up with. But good thinking, either way, is that not a problem? Lily Smith, thanks for the 5. Shogget told her, let him know if they did any more. Does it say she told him? I don't know. I'll see if I can follow up and see exactly what's happening, because again, we went through that. We did not repeat, by the way. I hit a couple of times that I almost hit weeks back, but anything over the last week, none of that stuff was repeat, by the way. I mean, she's posted quite a bit in the last week going through, and it comes up to 3 days ago. So I'm not sure about their communications. I'm not privy to that, but I'm going to see if there's any way I could find out. I'm sure that Shara's a smart person. I am sure that Shara, she's documenting every item with harassment. And when she's talking about them facing potential issues in a court of law, that would be the way to do it. To talk to the lawyer with it. So I'll think, but I would say yes. I would say again, she's not just going to sit on that and not express her concern. She's definitely going to know what's there. And remember, those videos, all of that stuff, like, it's right there. Their words, they don't stop. They keep aiming at her. And if they're aiming at her going and digging up stuff in her past and more, that is a real problem. Not only that, but again, how do you not say that you're part of this crazy ass conspiracy? I mean, they're digging up shit on a witness in a case that they may well be added to. It's nuts. Why would you do any of that? Judy, thanks for 5. Be awesome to find attorney study BBB send a privileged email to. Yeah, actually, we know a few places some of the emails went, but we don't know all of them. Now, maybe there's more information on that. Like, again, I'm not privy to all the information, like, again, that is involved in this case. I'm not communicating with a lawyer or Jeremy Hales asking about their case like that or anything, because that's their thing. You know, I'm sure they have a game plan, but I do know of a couple of like I know some YouTubers that had stuff sent to them. You know, some names I'd rather. I'm careful about putting out names too, because these people, like some of them wouldn't want their names out there. But yeah, there was more communication, like the communication that you've seen and you've heard about. That's only a little bit of it. I mean, there's more. Like they've tried to make contact with other channels. You know about again, they tried to send that stuff, that privileged communication to attorneys. I would really love to see that. I'd really love to know what they think too. I'd love to interview one of those attorneys to talk about what they thought about this stuff. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Frederick, thanks for the 2. Megan Honeypot Money. Hello, Megan. Yes, hello, Megan. How are you? You know, she wants to live stream. You know it. It like calls to you. Like me, I take this is funny, but when I go on vacation, I take a computer with me. Sometimes I'll take a laptop. Sometimes I'll take a freaking tower with me. But I don't just carry a mic, like an emergency mic. I take a box with a boom arm in it, something to clamp it down to something as well. I take a mic stand too, just in case there's nothing to clamp it to. Yeah. And always when you're off, something happens. There's always something. That's the thing. You know, the case is getting your blood. I'm off. And I call to you. Like you just, especially a good one. And this one's a good one. It is a good case. I hate it that it's happening to Jeremy, like I said, but it is a crazy one. Emma thinks of 5. Karma's a B. Angie's coming for these morons. It needs. Stay strong, Shara. You're doing a great job. She is. I can't wait. Man, Shara, put out a video. I need a video. I need a new one. I want to see some more stuff. I want to see all this stuff she's held in there. Yeah, man. Thanks for the 10. Happy New Year, Tuck. Thank you. I'm listening by the bonfire. Oh, that sounds nice there. And my husband is like, WTF? Is this actually talking about a true story? LOL. Yeah, hubby, you should, you know, by the way, love to you both. Appreciate you all. But yes, you should get the breakdown of this, because this all starts with a story about corruption. But then in the offshoot, you have this man who has moved to this place to set up again something for fun and filming. He has people that move there right across the street from him. This, I'm going to say, you can say evolves or devolves. It either way you want to go with it. It goes to not 1, but 2 hearings, one of them with a protective order that's granted. Another, it gets so crazy that an appeals court gets involved and says, yo, a judge has got to step off of this because he is so insane. That gets knocked out. Federal court case. That pops up. The lawyer in the federal court case, he's potentially going to be added to it because of he's more of a co-conspirator than a lawyer. You have other people that may be added as well. You just had another case dropped. They keep saying, by the way, they're somehow going to add that to their federal case, which is not how things work, by the way. You have another vexatious case on top of that. There have been police. I mean, this stuff sounds like it can't be real. Like it's that insane. But all of it's verifiable. It's documented. So yeah, if you want a fascinating story, buckle up, man. But the only problem is that it is addictive story, because you want to know where the next turn is going to go. It's wild. It is. Nice. Thanks for the 20 there for Bug and Lug Candy Fun. Thank you there. Appreciate that. I sure love this girl. And Bug is just the cutest. Darling voice. I know she is so cute. You're a blessed man indeed. Indeed. She's so funny. I think I heard her back up too. It's like playing around. I'm like, she's a live wire. She has so much. I wish I could bottle that energy. Man. Siggy, thanks for the month there. Can't wait to find out who the mole is. Indeed. There is a mole, by the way. I know about a mole. I wonder if it's the same mole, or I wonder if they're all leaking information to try to save themselves, to scurry away from this sinking ship. They do have a mole. They very well do. I know that for a fact. They have a mole. But I wonder, is it the same mole? Like, that's where it gets fascinating. Are there multiple moles? Are they all basically telling on one another? I also want to know what BBB actually thought of them. That might get interesting because, I'm sure if we were privy to all of their messages, and we may be, depending on who gets involved in this case, we may see some other very fascinating items. I bet you they've all shit talked to each other. I bet you it is something else, man. Heather, thanks for the 30 months. In and out. Happy New Year. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate you. I hope your year is a great one. We're setting the tone. Let's keep it going. And last year, Megan T, thanks for the 7. Just because I watched this video doesn't mean I'm a stalker. I know, indeed. Indeed. Now, with that, we're going to go over to Shizzy Wiznut. Okay, I'm going to redirect you. You will see the link pop up at the top of the chat. All you got to do is click it, go over there. But tell Shizzy that Tuck sent you because we love old Shizzy Wiznut. Good people, man. Give him love, though. And again, give him support. I tried not to overrun into time, but man, I mean, again, go over there, like I said, and give them some love and support. But I appreciate you folks. Again, we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll have a good one. I'm not sure what'll be tomorrow. I'm planning depot, but you never know what'll happen. So we'll see. See ya.